Cool. We are live. What's going on, guys? My name is Jackson Hunter. You may or may not know me, but you're gonna be seeing a whole lot more of me either way. I got my guy Craigscoinpurse. Craig, how you doing tonight?
Yo, buddy, I am good. Thank you, Jackson. I'm good, man. A little bit better than last week. Sorry, everyone who watched our stream last week. I had to cut the stream short and have a violent vomit experience with a bit of food poisoning. So if you wondered why I vanished, yeah, I was in the bathroom for about 3 hours on the ground, sweating and throwing up. But I'm back now. I'm feeling a bit better. Didn't bother eating just before the stream this time. So, yeah, man, good to be here. Market's looking not much different to how we were speaking last time, just crabbing sideways. Bitcoin we've got up there on the screen. So, yeah, people are probably getting a bit frustrated, I'm guessing.
Right.
How have you been this week, dude?
Oh, I'm great, man. You know, we were talking before we hit the record button. Like during this time, you can capitalize in other ways, and so I've been pivoting a bit and going more on the content creation side as opposed to the degenerate gambler side. And you know, I think in any field, not just crypto, any field is challenging to be at the top, and you always have to every once in a while. When things are just not working out, sometimes you got to adapt, and that's part of anything in life, you know. So yeah, I've been pivoting over the past couple weeks, and I'm excited. I'm excited because that's when new opportunities show up, and you know, you never know where they're going to take you. So I'm personally excited.
That's right, dude. That's right. And yeah, I've been doing the same since since Bitcoin's kind of been crabbing sideways since God, I don't even know now. It's going on almost 3 months, man. So it's been a little bit boring. And what tends to happen in the market is when Bitcoin crabs sideways or down. Obviously, altcoins took a pretty big hit. Some of them on that liquidation wick we got down there to about the 88, 89K. Alts sort of suffered. So what you find happen is people sort of scramble to find the next runner or the next hot narrative, and you'll see random narratives pop off or random daily runners will pop off.
Yeah,
And most of that's due to people just being bored. And the other thing is we're pretty conditioned now to being in the trenches and gambling daily, hourly, and on the minute. So I think people now aren't used to not buying and selling and clicking every hour. Whereas, if we went back prior to shitcoins or meme coins, we were buying an NFT and we weren't mad trading them on the minutes. You know what I mean? We were, you'd buy them one day and then set your sells, and they might sell that day or the day after or that week. Whereas the meme coins, you got people buying in 1 minute and selling a minute later. Because
literally.
literally people that have. There was a founder this week. I'll leave him remain nameless, but he's got his wallet that he's publicly disclosed, which I think's a bit of how you're going, because obviously I think you're creating exit liquidity from your followers, but that's probably a topic for another time. But basically, he bought a meme coin, pumped it, but I think he might have put 20 SOL into it. Everyone copy traded him, and he sold within the same minute, man, for about a 3x. So either that's just good trading, right? He just knew the chart would pop off, or maybe he knew that if he put in 20 SOL into a under 100K market cap coin, the copy traders would pump it 3 to 5x for him, and he could exit that same minute with about 10, 20 grand with his morning coffee. So I don't know if you call that trading or using your following as exit liquidity, but I'll let the viewers decide that one. But yeah.
No, you know what? Somebody else did a similar thing earlier. And what day is it? Today is Thursday. Somebody else did a similar thing earlier in the week. Dave Portnoy, he launched. I don't know if he launched his own coins, but he co-signed them.
Like
And
jail stool and
but the one before Jail Stool, it didn't go as high. It did like
yeah.
1.5 or maybe 2 million. And his video was so fucking funny. I'm not faulting the guy because he literally knows nothing about the space, but what he did was like it's something I personally would never do. And he posted this video.
Did he say he sold when he was on the toilet?
Something like that. It was
I
like
was like, man, how do you
he's
sell?
he's like, I think the video might still be up. It's so fucking funny. He's like, yeah, somebody sent me these coins, and then I posted about it, And then I sold like 10 minutes later and I made 75 grand in like a minute. It was fucking dope. I love trading. He's like, he like thinks that's what trading is. Like,
It's not like that for you and me, man.
but it was like, I mean,
I
the
wish it
guy's,
was.
he's significantly older than me. I don't know how old he is, but like he has no clue, like no clue in the world how it works. And
Um,
like
I
he
think he's
thought that's what
probably,
trading is.
yeah. He's the guy I see him on my timeline, always going around and eating pizza, and like
Oh,
reviewing
he does
pizza
great pizza
places.
reviews.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does great pizza reviews for sure.
Um, yeah. I mean, I know a little bit about him, but yeah. There we go. Yeah. Here we go.
This is it right here. He
He
left it
probably
up.
he probably thought he found the ultimate life hack, the ultimate money glitch. Like, he must have been like, "What are people in crypto whinging about? This is so easy." It's like, yeah,
Dude,
bro, if you got millions of followers, it's easy. Not, it's not the same for the rest of us, man.
it was so fucking funny. Like just he doesn't know. He has no idea. I don't he works in marketing and sports. I don't know what exactly he does, but it was just so funny. He's like, yeah, and I made $75,000. It's like, dude, you're telling the people that you just like fucked on a trade.
Yeah, and everybody else lost 75. Like, yeah, for him to make 75, then yeah, few people got to lose. But hey, that's the sport. We all know the sport.
Which I bet like some people nudged him after that and were like, hey, dude, like, like not really the way to do it. And I think that's why he was so rallying the troops behind Jail Stool, the next one. I think that's why he was like diamond handing that motherfucker, because he kind of realized what he did on the first one was not ethical, we'll say.
Yeah. I wonder what the chances of these guys getting looked at at your end
Probably
of the.
zero.
Yeah. Like,
Probably zero.
is this just nothing stuff to the to law enforcement? There, is this just like, haha, that's funny, like not a
I
big
don't
deal?
think 75K is enough for them to look at
I
anything.
I I, I kind of agree though as well. I think let the guy gamble, and anyone who wants to kind of go along with it, I think just understand that celebrity's probably a bit of a risky follow.
Oh yeah, if I
Unless you're early. If you're early, they're fantastic, man. They're the best.
yeah, if you're an insider, good for you. Yeah, this is
The
not
best.
financial advice, by the way, anybody. I'm not a financial advisor, so
No,
don't
man, and I'm drunk and stoned, so yeah. If you take advice from me, you're retarded.
I'm still high from 2008. I've been sober for 10 years, but still high from
Good
2008.
man, good man. Yeah, good man.
So don't listen to me
Yeah,
either.
but the markets at the moment, like we were just saying, like like we're saying there, Bitcoin tracking sideways there, which feels like a long time, man. I mean, we crabbed sideways for 7 months before we went up and broke all time high. So we know there's that channel you're looking at there where that was 7 months of
Well,
absolute.
that was a beautiful bull flag, to be honest.
Bro, it
Look
was
at
the ultimate. I was buying heavily at the bottom of that channel, man, because I was frothing on what was going to happen. And thankfully it happened, and I sold the top. But I'm now accumulating again at the bottom of the current range we're in, which is the bottom of the range. The current range is about 88 to 91.
right.
But we could go lower. We could see mid 80s still, because the move at the moment's not quite as clean as that bull flag there. That's real nice there. What we're getting at the moment's not the same.
Yeah, dude. I had these lines drawn for a long time. I probably drew them. I think it
Yeah,
was
that's about
in
when I did it. Yeah.
it's on my YouTube channel, maybe April or May. So like I knew what was going on, but every time we'd come down here to the support, everybody would freak out. And I wasn't freaking out because I had already done my analysis months prior. And so like people would ask me on space calls, oh, GSC catching a bid. People would ask me like, Jackson, what do you think about the macro? It's like, dude, I did my analysis months ago and it's still following that. So there's nothing
There's
for
nothing
me
more to
to
say.
do. Like we're just
Nah,
waiting
man.
for it to play out.
Same as what's happening right now. So with it crabbing sideways like that, although it's a bit of a different shape. That's why with this one, I'm like, oh, we could see downside, but hey, there's a bit of liquidity. You can see with those candles pumped there. What are you on the daily? There's a there's a bunch of liquidity down there where it boosted up real fast. And I just wonder whether market makers are going to want to send us lower there to capture that. But man, it's a bull run. You sometimes shapes don't matter, you know.
Right,
I
right.
would put it this way: I'm not betting against Bitcoin just pumping either. It makes me nervous, Bitcoin. Like when I say nervous, guys, what I mean in that is even though I'm waiting for lower prices, I'm well aware that Bitcoin can just go, watch this, boom, and just send. So, you know, it's an interesting stay. What's your thoughts, bro? What's your thoughts actually on what you're seeing there? Sorry, I'll give you. He's just put some food in his mouth.
Oh, no, it's cool. I tend to do things last minute. That's just kind of how I do things. So I mean, looking at it, it looks like a double top with a neckline at 91K. I mean, that's a classic M pattern right there. It's like a perfect M, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
So as a TA guy, that looks bearish. And then the reason I flipped it upside down, if people are wondering why I was inverting it, you can go over here, you can right click and you can invert it. You can do that on Dex Screener as well, not just TradingView. And sometimes when you look at price action from a different angle, it gives you like a new perspective. So like, let's just say this was the chart. Let's just say this was the chart. That would be a double bottom, and you would have your neckline at this level, 91K. You would have support down here at 107. So you would expect, you know, I don't know, 6-7 times out of 10, you would expect it to go up, breach through resistance, retest support, new support, and then
Off to the
continue
races.
up.
Yeah, agreed.
So it's not upside down. It's actually like that.
Agreed.
So that's what I would expect on a pattern like this. With that being said, assets move on not just technicals, they move on fundamentals, and they also move on breaking news. So,
Yep.
and then you also got to take into account we have Donald Trump in office. It's the most, I see, I wasn't in here for the cycles previous, but it feels like the most bullish crypto has ever been.
Yeah, man, without a doubt. I mean, just the point of view that we've got Bitcoin ETFs is something. I mean, put it this way: last bull run. So I was here last bull run. I came in February 21. So I caught a fair chunk of the bull run, I suppose. And yeah, the sentiment back then was a lot different to now. More optimism was there, but I mean, you had China who was talking about banning Bitcoin back then in 21. So you had China talking about banning Bitcoin, and Bitcoin would crash based on the news of China. I'm trying to think of what else we had.
So you came in around here, Craig, around 30 or
Yeah, so I
40K.
was. I think I got started first week of February.
Okay, so right here, nice.
So just as we started to make our climb up, which was actually the reason why I thought I was so clever. As you can tell, I didn't really see a downturn until it really went down, and then it didn't go back up for a while. So I had a really nice run, bro. Look who I joined, man. Right at the fucking start.
So this is
I
where
mean,
Craig joined right here.
yeah. So I mean, admittedly, I could have joined below. There was lower. I probably joined halfway through the bull run if you actually really look at that, because it was going up for quite some time. Still, you had a
So
correction halfway up, but yeah.
I would love to hear. I would love to. What do they say? Pick your brain.
Yep.
I was trading the stock market while this was I was trading options while this was going on.
Yep.
So you had this push up to 64, and then this is like a pretty big even for crypto. That's a pretty big
Terrific, man.
drop.
Yeah, that
Uh,
was wild, man.
so
That hurt.
what was the sentiment like
Horrendous.
in this zone?
The worst. I mean, it was really bad. Sentiment was better on the way down than it was at the bottom. Because on the way down, there was still that. That's why that chart is so true with the optimism and belief and all those stages. That's my experience of the 21 bull run from start to finish. I reckon that's so accurate, dude. So while we were plummeting down, the feelings I was feeling was there's going to be a bounce. This will come back. This isn't the end. And then the narrator stepped in and said, yeah, but it was the end, man, for a little while. But then the difference was that I found where I was different to other people is when Bitcoin started to bottom, I think at about, I want to say it got as low as 16, but it doesn't look on that chart like it did. Did it only get as low as, yeah, what is
This
that
is
on?
showing 30.
Yeah, it got lower than that. It got down to, it definitely got lower than that.
This is
But that,
the Bitstamp chart, so
yeah,
maybe different
it
chart.
got down a little bit lower, but it doesn't really matter. When it was sort of around the 20 to 30K mark, there was a decent amount of people on the timeline that thought it was never coming back, which I found really interesting because if you believe in cycles, then why wouldn't it come back? Why would that be the time? So yes, okay, we've gone into a bear market, and that's hard to admit to ourselves. But now that we can admit that and go, yep, that is a bear market. This is a bear market. That was a bear market. Why wouldn't it come back? It's come back every other time. And if you think about it, each cycle that Bitcoin lasted, the chance of it not coming back lessened and lessened. The biggest risk of it not coming back was first cycle. And there were guys I remember so clearly, and I could go back to group chats and take screenshots and shame a few people, but I won't. But there were guys, there were well-known people when Bitcoin was 30K and I was saying I'm buying it and Solana was 20, 30, $40. And they were like, mate, I wouldn't be buying here. We've got another 2 years of the bear market. Yeah, man, no, that's not what happened. The bear market only, bro, it actually was pretty short, man. When you actually look at the chart, a year, and then look, it starts tracking up again. You know what I mean?
Let me see. Let me see. So if I was looking at this, I would start. So I'd start the bear right here. If I was looking at it retrospectively, bear starts
that's the
May.
moment where you know you're breaking below some pretty bullish support structure wise, isn't it? You just know after
Right.
that you're going
Right.
into the dumps for a while.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah,
So
which is what happened. And you can actually see a couple of distinctive points where the market decides it's going to now go up. So about March, if you go all the way across to March, where you were there is pretty good too. Around 23, the start of 23 there, you can see it bottom out and start going up.
yeah, that was the bottom.
That's the bottom,
So
bro. That's the
you only
rounded bottom.
had
Short,
dude,
man.
you only had like what's May to the end of the year. So you only had
Yep.
7 months of a bear is what it looks like.
And then look at it from there. If you bought that bottom, you haven't freaked out once, have you? Where
So
you've never gone below again.
it was perfectly on January 1st, 2023.
Yeah.
Was at 16K.
Yeah,
And then
16. That's the number I knew. Yeah, 16.
it was at 23 by the end of the
Yeah.
month. What's that?
So for those who were buying the bottom, and I will never forget. Like, it's a good thing to remember for those who are there, and it'll be a good thing for you guys that are here right now. Just try and remember the sentiments and the emotions. That's why I think writing a diary or log's quite good. I don't do that, but because I call and discords and that, because I write all my feelings down daily, I have a diary anyway, if that makes sense. I haven't done it on purpose, but it just happened. So I can reflect back to times when I was buying and I can remember the sentiment there. And so that's just a lesson for when the next bear market comes, to just check yourself and go, even though this feels and looks like this will never recover, it will. Now, the thing you've got to keep in mind, though, is that holds true for Bitcoin, but probably not for 90% of altcoins. Some of them may never come back. So Bitcoin, I think, will most likely always come back. I'll say most likely because, hey, things can happen. The world could end, man. So I can't hand on heart say it'll never end. The whole world could explode. So some things do, everything comes to an end at some point, but I think Bitcoin's got some time. But maybe something like Solana. How do we know Solana next run will even run again? Because if you have a look at coins like Chainlink, that was good a couple of bull runs ago, but it's done F all, man, lately. You've got Litecoin, had a couple of bull runs and then didn't do a lot after that. So, excuse me. So some altcoins just never come back and break all-time highs.
Dude, Litecoin, I used to trade the fuck out of
It
Litecoin.
hurt me, man. It hurt me in the 21 bull run because all the 2017 people that fell in love with Litecoin was like, this coin's going to be great again. And I got in and it fucking did fuck all. And same with Chainlink, man. Fuck. Don't know why. But Chainlink and Litecoin were the two that probably the only two alts I hardly made money on last run. Everything. It was funny. The difference between last bull run and this bull run, even though it's so similar, is quite different. Last bull run, if you put money on any altcoin, you probably did a 3x minimum, man. Any altcoin, pick the most retarded, stupid one. Where I found this bull run, selective altcoins are running. So there's definitely been a change in I think people got sick and tired of the vaporware from altcoins. With a lot of altcoins promising a lot of things. And I guess effectively a lot of altcoins ended up being shitcoins. Really, they were vaporware. And I think and I think that's why people ended up going across to meme coins, because I think people thought, well, at least we know what we're buying here. It's like buying a pack of cigarettes, man. You know it's bad for you, but you like it, right? So it's the same with meme coins. You know they're bad for you, but you can't help yourself. It's like that girl you shouldn't see, but you still do.
Litecoin is in a bull flag right now. It's looking really good.
Yeah, I had a guy message me yesterday and say check out Litecoin, because I was raging about old coin. So that's kind of why I brought it up. I knew if someone was saying that, it's obviously turning a corner, which would make me believe Litecoin's probably due a pretty decent move, bro, if it's going to, because it didn't run last bull a lot. So it's been cooking. It's kind of like XRP. XRP had a massive run this bull run, and it did nothing last run.
Yeah,
that's not too bad, huh?
Litecoin looks good. Yeah, no, it looks ready for a move up. It's more than 2x from November. It's already made 100% move from November. Dude, I used to trade Litecoin on 50x leverage, just for when the stock market day was done, I would fucking pull up Hugo's Way. I don't know if you know what Hugo's Way is, and I would trade 50x Litecoin, like like day and night.
Was Litecoin? It was Litecoin like a good mover, was it? Why Litecoin? Why did you pick Litecoin?
I picked Litecoin, Craig, because I like the dark horse. I like things that everybody
like Doge
else doesn't
and,
like.
And Elon and Doge, kind of like that. The irony.
It was like all the other ones were too popular, man. I wanted to pick the underdog, so I got to understand because for people watching, if you guys don't understand, each anything you trade has its own personality of how it moves. They kind of follow Bitcoin, but every coin moves a little bit differently. And if you watch the charts daily for months on end, you start to pick up not just like technical patterns, but I mean, yes, they show up on the chart, but you'll see like this one's a little bit more erratic and this one's a little bit more steady going, and and you pick that up. And so Litecoin had a more predictable way of moving, and I used to trade that on fucking way too high leverage, but it was fun.
Yeah, that would have. So what? You finish your days trading stocks and then come there for a bit of further gambling.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
too.
man. Yeah, man. Yeah, a couple of other things that are exciting in the market at the moment. I see Doodles just announced their token, Dude.
Yeah, I saw your post. I know people were waiting on the OpenSea token,
and that
for
just got
years.
Announced too. Double header. We got Doodles announced today, and we got my today, and then we got OpenSea announced as well, which was yeah, that's a pretty good story, huh? He was going to kill himself, man. That actor.
Oh,
and he,
I remember
and he ended up
that.
getting the role, and the rest is history. He's an awesome actor. He's one of my favorite characters, man. Breaking Bad, sick. Love that show.
He's one of my favorites. I'm not a TV guy, but I'm literally rewatching that show as we speak. I'm not a TV guy, but I love it. Yeah. Los Pollos
yeah, man,
Hermanos.
I'd love to get. I see these T-shirts. I love a T-shirt of that, man. I'd wear that hard out. It's great. Yeah, so I'm earning the yaps again, man.
Yeah,
I'm back on the yaps. I got 9. I don't know what I'm doing, but I think I got shadow banned for a while because I I'd spoken a little bit about how you could sell yaps and your votes on aftermarket, and I think perhaps the actual I think Yaps Cato, the official company, didn't like me doing that, so I think I got shadow banned for a week. So sorry, guys. I'll stop telling people that you can make money on your platform.
You got 1,100 smart followers. What did I have? Like 69?
Yeah, I
What the
got a
fuck?
lot, bro. But the irony is, I'm still what's called emerging CT, and I'm not in a circle, which is fucking weird because I've seen people that have got like 100 smart followers. So there's levels to it and how much you earn. I'm on the lower tier.
I think, didn't I have a smart circle? What the fuck is a
Smart
smart
circle is your followers that are pretty highly regarded by Cato. So Cato highly regards a certain percentage of people, which they call inner circle, which I've not. I don't know how I'm not in, bro.
You
I've
didn't
got
have
better
one?
stats than half the people in it.
What the fuck? I think I had one.
No, you're not a. You're not a. You're not a. I don't think you are. I don't think you're a smart follower yet. And what this is this is where projects want to launch. This is a launch pad like Cedar Fight, and people vote on which project should launch, and the project with the most votes gets to launch. Now, where there's money to be made is these companies now are paying $1.76 per vote. Some people have 50,000 votes, dude. So you do the math. Some people, and that's per week. So some people are probably walking away with 10, 20, 30, 40, 50K a week selling their votes.
10, 40,
Yeah, bro.
$50,000 a
Yep.
week?
I sold mine the week before
Oh,
last. I only got
wow.
$200 because I only had 100. I only had 70 votes.
So you can already cash
Yep.
out your yaps?
Yeah. Aftermarket, though, not
Interesting.
officially, but good enough.
So it looks like Vitalik
Yeah,
is the
Vitalik
top
joined 2
dog.
days ago, the rat bag, and he's eating up all the yaps. I wish he'd piss off. Because there's only a limited amount of yaps that gets dropped per day. And obviously, he's been taking the lion's share for the last 2 days, which is really annoying for the smaller people like me trying to battle to get one yap. And he comes in, makes one post, and gets like 1,000 in a day, which it'll take me a year to get. What made
That's
me
funny. Michael
what
Saylor
made
is
me
up
really
there.
laugh is the fact that he actually went in there and signed up, man. I was like, what the fuck are you doing,
Yeah.
Vitalik? Go and fix Ethereum. What's he doing, man? Like, why is he trying to get an airdrop?
You got Murad on there.
Yeah, bro.
Rasmer.
Rasmus a fiend on there, man. But you know, anyone who dabbles in controversy will do well.
Oh, then I'm gonna get fucking last place. Fuck
Oh, it
that.
depends. You can go 2 routes, bro. You can go the harder route, like me, and put content out on charts and stuff, or you can go and do the controversial one. So no, you can still win doing it the other way. It just depends what kind of. I don't have the personality to go on there and do the controversy route, bro. I'm not interested in that. It's too stressful.
Dog, I just call my biggest posts have been calling low caps, and like I like to call a good low cap for 100x. That's like the thrill
Yeah,
of the
those are
game
nice.
for
I saw
me,
your
man.
gobby. Well, how's that going?
Oh man, I'm glad you brought that up. There it is right there. Gabi is a project that is being spearheaded by my homegirl. I've been rocking with her for a bit. I love her energy. Dude, we were on a space Tuesday. So I do spaces with them Tuesdays, and I was only gonna do it for 2 hours. We ended up talking for
Whoa.
6 hours. And it was just me and like it was a small group. It wasn't many people, but I call my show True Alpha because I like to keep it as real as possible. Like there's so many people that they take their brand too seriously, and that's just not me, man. I'm gonna curse. I'm gonna say inappropriate shit because that's just how I am. And you know, Gabi is it's a low cap. I think it's at like 120K. It's at 125K. But look at this fucking chart, Craig. So this is what a CTO should look like. For everybody watching, take notes. This is what a successful CTO looks like. You had some shit happen here, some fucked up shit happen. People forgot about it. And then my homegirl bagged up the floor at 3K. Okay. And now they're just stair stepping up. And anytime it dips, she just fucking buys the dip like a G. So this is what, not a, yeah, yeah. So this is what you want to a CTO chart to look like, man.
Yeah, that's moving up nicely.
And she's decently well connected in the space. I called it at 21K in my Telegram, so it's already up like 6x, but it's gonna go a lot higher.
Who's running it? Who's CTO'd it?
Dog, that's my girl BZ. She doesn't have her
Oh,
account right
okay.
now, so she's running the
Oh,
CTO
cool.
account.
Okay, cool.
You've probably seen her in other projects. She helped run up quite a few coins.
Okay.
So yeah, Gabi, I got a big old bag of that. I'm gonna be holding on for a while. That's my
You're
homie
just gonna
right there.
you're just gonna hodl that for a while and see where it takes you.
I'm gonna hold it for a while. Oh, look at this. Make a nice push up. I mean, obviously I'm gonna sell at some point, but I think it's gonna go multi-millions pretty feasibly. Guys,
Girls
GSC is
squeaking
moving
seats.
live
Let's
on
go.
stream. Nobody sent me a bag or anything. Nobody paid me. They rated my tweet the other day and I was like, yo, I fuck with that. I like that aesthetic.
Did you buy any? You didn't buy any yet? I haven't got any.
No, I don't have a bag. It just hit 1 million. When we started, it was at like 550 or 600K. So
Yeah,
it's looking
there's
good.
good volume there. Looks like it might actually send now or soon. I think one of the boys I know, Prim, who's a pretty good shitcoin and trench dweller, he was shilling it pretty hard a couple of weeks or a week ago or so. So maybe he's starting to get some traction there. I'm going to guess he's got a pretty big bag. We'll see. I just put a tweet out to him, see if he pipes up or not. I think he's helping
Nice.
the team with that. I'm guessing. I don't think he's CTO'd it, but I'm guessing he probably still has a big bag. He'll be spewing if he sold his bag, and it's starting to move up now. But we'll see how he goes. I don't mind it. There's heaps of content, and I agree, man. I think that's aesthetically quite pleasing.
It's dope. It's cool.
trendy.
It's
It's
something.
edgy. It's hot. It's whatever. Like
It's people you can resonate with it. There's an emotional
it's
reaction to
rebellious.
it, and
It doesn't care, and then it puts it kind of puts an attraction with edginess and doesn't give a fuck, which is even hotter, right?
there's a movement to it. There's a movement.
Agreed.
You easily understand it. It's very simple in nature, but you also have some sort of emotional reaction, and that's when people buy. It's got to move you for you to buy it.
Yeah.
This is my favorite. Craig, do you use the volume profile indicator?
I don't a lot, but I need to start. I saw you using it last week, and I need to remember to start bringing that into my toolkit.
It's the only thing I use for Solana memes and Ethereum memes. Yeah, VPVR, and there's a fixed range and a visible range. I like the visible range, and it just shows you where the volume has occurred at which price levels over here. So that's why I just marked off this level at 1.3 as resistance, and then near term resistance right here at 900K. So basically, if GSC can smash 1.3, it's going to be a smooth ride up to all-time high, which is 3 million. And then you might see some resistance there, but yeah.
Yeah, that actually looks decent. Like you said, it probably has to just break the $901 million resistance, and then it's probably off to the races.
Yeah, because as you can see, that's where most of the volume has occurred, 900 and below, because from these bars. I keep shit super simple. Like I normally just naked chart. I don't even use an indicator most of the time, but yeah.
Where are we? So I'm trying to think what else there was. So yeah, OpenSea, man. OpenSea's doing a token and releasing this year. So hopefully it's in the next.
Cool.
Man, who would know? I'm hoping it's in the next 3 months. But I'm just throwing a number out there. I'm actually hoping they go on Kato with Yaps. And I hope they do a drop to people that do Yaps. I'm hoping OpenSea come across. And I'm hoping Doodles comes across as well, actually.
Okay, so I don't know anything about NFTs. I feel like I'm such an outsider when it comes to that. I don't understand the culture of
Mm.
NFTs.
So,
Um,
well, I mean,
it
but were you ever
yeah.
into like collecting cards or comic books or figurines or anything like that?
I used to collect crazy bones when I was a kid. I'm gonna pull
What's
this shit
Crazy
up.
Bones?
Also Yu-Gi-Oh
Yeah, okay.
cards.
So, I mean, I used to trade.
These are crazy bones, dude. They're sick as fuck. Uh, is these guys, and you would line them up in a row, and you would flick them at your opponent and try and knock them down. And there were rare ones, and yeah, it was
Gotcha.
sick.
So for me, NFTs are kind of like that. So, I used to trade comics and cards and things like that, and it's NFTs for me feels kind of similar. Obviously, you want the rarer ones. I guess at the moment for people, the real highlight with NFTs is the hope of a token drop, man. That's as good as it gets with NFTs at the moment. They're not really offering much more to people at the moment. I mean, I know there's going to be a lot of or a few projects out there. If they heard that, they'll be like, "Oh my god, we're doing this." But I just mean in general, guys, everyone in general, they're either doing nothing or very little. Um, Obviously, token drops are the new sort of hype thing, but unfortunately, what tends to happen is the token drops and the NFTs plummet in value, and then the token plummets in value, and rinse and repeat. So
So is that what most people that buy it like in hopes that a token will drop, they'll get
this bull
airdropped a
run now,
token
because
one day?
last bull run that wasn't the meta. Were the first to do it on a big scale was Ape, Bored Apes. They did it last run. But it was to the tail end of the bull run. So they did the token drop. And remember, then they did the other side mint. And then the other side mint pretty much concluded the end of the bull run, bro. Everything just ate shit after that. So
Did you own a board
no,
ape?
no, I didn't. I own what do I own? I owned one of those doggos. I've got I've got a Gucci ape, so it's not an ape, but it's a I've got a Gucci ape and a Gucci mutant and a Gucci gutter cat. Because they did a collab with Gucci. I thought that was pretty cool. And I've got a whole bunch of NFTs, but no, I don't have a bored ape and I don't have a mutant, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure what it would take me to entice me to spend that sort of money on on something like that, man. I don't.
Do you think NFTs will capture that much attention this go around
Well, I think they.
as
Well,
it
I
did
think they.
previously?
Look, they semi did with. They semi did with ordinals and puppets. So puppets went up to half a Bitcoin, which is $50,000 at their all time high.
Is
That
that
might be
that's
it there.
your
Yeah, yeah. So
PFP,
that's a
right?
puppet there. So they went up to 50 grand US at the all time high. They're much lower now. They're 0.06 Bitcoin now. So they're down a lot. I think they'll pump again. I still own two. The one that I've got there, that's my honorary. So that one I got sent by the artist, which was that was sick that he did that for me, man. That was fucking sick. Stoked about that. Yeah, and what the really
Nice.
cool thing was, he asked me how I wanted it to look, and I enjoy a barbecue, which you can see there, and a beer sahi. I got a joint to my mouth, and the coolest thing was I said I wanted my son in the picture, and that's the little puppet in my pocket there, like a Joey, being Australian. So
Oh,
I got
that's
my son in
rad,
there as
man.
well. So for me, just a super cool memory. Just a nice timestamp which has my son included. So for me, that's a pretty special ordinal that is. But no, I think puppets. This bull run we had ordinals running more than we had NFTs run on Ethereum. We had actually. Oh, sorry, I take that back. Pudgy penguins. Sorry, I take that back. Apologies, Pudgies. You guys were the leader this bull run. So Pudgies on Ethereum and puppets on Bitcoin. Those were your two. Those were your two top tier collections, I reckon. In fact, here's a bit of alpha, guys. Anyone who owns a Bitcoin puppet just got airdropped magic internet money from Wizards, from Bitcoin Wizards, which is the OG, the original Bitcoin meme from 2013, I think, from Reddit. So
Right,
what you're looking at
right.
there is the first Bitcoin meme ever. So here's a bit of alpha for you. Wizard, which is the ticker's WZRD, migrates from BRC 20s to runes on February 18th. So you'll be able to go and migrate your tokens to runes, rather. But as you can see there, a whole bunch of collections just got airdropped. DMT Natcats as well. Let's fucking go. I called those so early, man. That was such a cook. Such a cook. God. Bring that.
DMT
Yeah, bro. So what
Natcats?
DMT Natcats are is the Bitcoin
Catchy name.
algorithm produces the art. The block size that comes. So the blocks, the fuck, it's been a long time since I did a deep dive on this. I can't even get the technical words out. All the DMT Natcats are gonna be raging at me now. Finally get them to on the big stage, and I can't even talk about them. Basically, the Bitcoin blocks that are mined dictate the way these look. So the rare features you find, like a fish in the mouth there, that's due to a certain kind of block that was mined. The coolest thing is these. Yeah, bro, I killed on these. I can't even tell you. It makes me sick. I need this to happen again. So I was buying these. I was helping people buy these on spreadsheets, bro. When it first came out, you couldn't even buy it on Magic Eden or OpenSea. We were using spreadsheets. And I was
What does that mean you were
well,
buying on
people were posting
spreadsheets?
Excel spreadsheets as ones they owned, and then you had to get an escrow and buy them via escrow and things like that.
Oh,
Yeah,
like
bro. Sorry, OTC
OTC.
is a better way
Okay.
to say it. So
Yeah.
there were spreadsheets floating around. So I was making spreadsheets and I was wheeling and dealing. And what a time to be alive, man! It was awesome. It was, you made money just for putting in work. So I like anytime I can make good money where I put in big time work. I'm a fan, bro, because I back myself to work pretty hard. But long story short, the really cool thing about this collection is as Bitcoin is mined further and further, rarer ones will be produced. If that makes sense.
Is there a cap on how many they're going to
There
put
is. I
out?
think it might be. Oh, I want to say somewhere between 10 and 15,000. I can't remember.
Oh, so eventually they're going to
Correct,
stop
because
creating new ones.
once
Okay.
Bitcoin, you can't mine it anymore. That's when it stops. So that's in like 100 years or something.
Oh, it's. Oh, okay.
So it has to do
Cool.
with the halvings.
So they're not cranking out new
No,
ones
bro.
like
No,
every day.
Bitcoin
It's
decides
probably
when they mint.
every.
How sick is that? How sick's
Interesting.
that? I just
Okay.
think that's so cool. It's almost like its own living, breathing thing.
0.007 Bitcoin. So is that like a couple $100,
Oh,
$1,000? No,
they've
wait.
dipped heaps. That is, what is that? I can't remember. Yeah, you have to check. My brain's a bit fried.
I think it's like
Yeah, is that
$700.
what they're down to now? That's
700.
they've eaten shit, bro. The top of them, I think, was about point. Fuck, what's the top of them? So
Well, that was the
I think
cheapest
it was
one.
point 0.2 BTC, bro. Was the all time high for the average price? I mean, so I was buying them at 0.0001 and selling them for 0.2 for a bit or something. Yeah, bro, it was a good time to make money. I wish I'd bought 1,000.
Oh, so you got a clean
Yeah, maybe more, bro.
20x. That's
I
a
probably got
20x
loads.
right there.
Yeah, 20, 30, 40, 50x. I luckily had, and the only reason I found them was I had a friend of mine in the space reach out one day. I won't name him because he asked me never to reveal who he was because he didn't want the hard time if these ended up not going well. But I had a guy reach out to me going, bro, have you seen these? What a good dude, by the way. Have you seen these? How cool does this look? You can only buy them on spreadsheets, but Bitcoin produces these. And I was like, holy fuck, that's a cool idea. Ended up going and buying a whole heap, and lo and behold, it did a lot. And yeah, he said he didn't want any of the credit for it. So I was like, cool, bro. I won't say your name, but shout out to you, man, if you're listening right now. That was a fucking red hot tip off, man. It was so good. And bro, the coolest thing about that was there was no incentive for him to reach out like that, man. Like he's not part of the team, put it that way. Just the guy who's
Yeah.
got his ear to the ground on stuff like that. So doesn't
Yeah.
always
That's
happen in this
I
space.
yeah.
Sometimes people are a bit greedy with the alpha, but there are a couple of people out there that I've come across that are pretty good with sharing. And hopefully people find that with me. I try not gatekeep, man. I try and obviously I try buy first, but I as soon as I'm buying, I drop the ticket, man. I don't hold it for an hour or two. You know what I mean? It's not like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I want everyone to win,
I was
bro. I
telling,
want everyone
yeah,
to win, especially
that's
the
right.
people that usually don't.
Yeah, but you know the thing, Craig? Most people don't want to
No, that's
win.
right. No one wants
They'll
to
tell you
work.
they want to
Eh?
win.
I remember, bro, when those Nat Cats came out, they were $700. They ended up running to 15 grand. And I remember saying to people when they were $700, this is how you buy it and this is where you go. And they replied, looks like too much hard work.
What's the work involved though? I
Oh,
don't get
going and
it.
having to going and
What do you got
speaking
to
to other
do?
humans and negotiating a price, I guess. For some people, that's work. For me, that's just another day.
Oh, it was still like
Yeah,
over the
yeah, yeah. So
counter,
that's what I
like
mean by work. So if you wanted the cheap prices, you had to go and you had to go into the telegrams and the discords and stuff.
you had to confront your fear of
Yeah,
social
exactly. You had to
rejection.
go, hey, bro. Yeah, I had to go in there and go, right, who's got this kind of trait that I wanted? And someone would go, I go, okay, I'll give you 0.003. And they go 0.004. And I'll go, oh, 0.0035. You know the drill, and a negotiation. And then normally you find a middle ground and you bought it, and then it went up 10x and everyone was happy. So like it was worth the hustle, man. Fuck.
You know what I find interesting? This chart, it looks like a Solana meme coin chart. It spiked right off the bat and then it
Died.
just
It
fizzled
died.
out.
Um,
Sorry to anybody that's
I,
still
I,
holding,
I am
but
still a holder, guys, so don't worry. I'm one of them. I've still got a few. I had about
but
20, and I've still got
yeah.
I think I've got two left, two or three. I kept for my moon bag, which at the moment's looking like not a great choice, man, when I could have sold it for about 15 grand. But hey, you live and learn. And I try to, I told myself this bull run, I'll keep a little moon bag. So of certain things. And I wouldn't be surprised if that pumps back up one day, man. But then I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't either. Um, so don't all ape in based on what I'm saying, guys. But I think I think collections like this, which were a first and one of a kind, not a one of a kind. Other DMT projects have come since, but this is the first. First matters. First matters. So if DMT ever becomes popular again as an art form or as collector's items, these are the ones that will run first and run hardest. So I think $700 is not a bad punt, but I also understand the fact that you could put $700 into something else and, maybe times your money by more quicker. Or hey, you could lose your money quicker too, probably. Chuck it on a
Yeah,
meme coin,
true.
you could have zero in 10 minutes, or you could have 10 grand.
Fucking hell, man. Yeah. I'm not doing so much
Neither.
gambling these days, man. I'm like, it's got to be a home run, or else I'm not even considering it,
I'm
man.
not
I
either.
was,
I don't
yeah,
think the risk rewards there in the trenches at the moment. The issue is everybody's so conditioned now to fully clip their bags, man. As soon as they hit 2, 3, 4, 5x, they full clip out, and they're on to the next play. Whereas if you were trading Ethereum meme coins, in 23, 24 even, people like me who were in a project like Pepe, Mog, what's it called? Lockheed Martin, Keck, all those ones, Bitcoin, we were holding those bags for months, massaging them, man. Shilling them, putting funny memes on the timeline. We were doing that for weeks and weeks. Now people jump onto a shill for an hour and they're on to the next, man. So you can't hold your bags anymore, dude. Meaning you can't create loyalty, meaning you can't create culture, meaning the coin dies. So,
yeah. But you know what, Craig? I am excited about this time. I don't know if it's going to continue the bull market, bear market cycle. I think it's just going to kind of like find a middle ground. And because here's the thing, too many people fucking fell in love with gambling this cycle. So, like, you got a bunch of people that are addicted to gambling. They're not going to stop gambling. It's just like, where are they
yeah,
going to go? And the past year and a half, it hasn't been that long. I don't know. Past year, people have been gambling on pump fund,
that's right.
and they're gonna exit that arena, and they're gonna find somewhere else. It's not gonna be pump fund. I can say that right now. It's pump fund will fizzle the fuck out.
I want to say it is.
Because
It will start to now. If we might even be seeing early signs of it. I'm not sure. I mean, I don't know the revenue and all that. You'd have to check that. It's probably pretty bloody good. But I feel like with the extraction,
what, BNB, BSC coins,
correct, everyone's going. Well, not
Binance?
everyone, but a lot of people are going there for a breath of fresh air. But the only problem with going over there is I wonder if we go over there now, whether the ones that are already there will just move to the next thing, if that makes sense. Kind of like when XRP meme coins kicked off for about 10 minutes. AVAX meme coins kicked off about a year ago for about 20 minutes, and then everyone left again. So I'm wary to follow people there and then get fucking wrecked.
But I think, check this out. You could probably still make a boatload of cash on
So,
BSC, BNB coins, but I think there's going to be a different area where the real money is quote unquote easily made. And I think I'm in some of the right places right now. It's these projects that people are looking over, but are legitimately building for the long term, and you can sleep easy on the bag. So I have a few projects that I'm in, and I've already talked about them on my whatever, my internet platform, and I feel very, very good about one of them. I own 10% of the coin. Like, that's how confident I am in it. It's a low cap, but the people that are behind it, they actually have a mission. And when you have a mission, it attracts people. So it's going to be interesting, man. I think the hyper gambling is about to fizzle out, and that attention is going to go elsewhere. And I think this time is a really good time for people listening and watching to figure out your lane, figure out what you're best at, find a hole in the market where there's going to be future demand in it and there's not enough supply. That's what you got to find right now.
I agree.
Because it's not pump fun. It's that attention. That attention will still be there, but it's gonna be shined somewhere else.
Yeah, I agree. What
And if you can figure that out before
happened?
the
Yeah.
masses, like, that's how you win.
No, totally agree. Totally agree. And that's where the money's made, right? By
Like, who knows? Maybe it's fucking Nat Cats.
yeah, and that's exactly right. I mean, the thing is, where the biggest money is made is in things that people don't either believe in or understand. And was the same thing with Nat Cats when it came out. Exactly the same thing. No one understood it. People are like, oh, that's weird. I don't understand it. It was quite intellectual, put it that way. It's not really, but people just were so, oh, it's art, but Bitcoin makes it. It's too much for my brain, algorithm, blah, blah, blah. But the thing is, you never had to understand all that anyway. You don't have to understand how the algorithm works. You just have to understand it exists. And so,
what was the catalyst that made these guys popular?
Accounts like mine starting to tweet out about it. I was pretty big in the NFT community. Myself and probably 5 others were pretty big in the NFT space, but especially the ordinal space. With puppets and that, with me, kind of boosted my people knowing who I was. So when I started talking about these, it got noticed. Myself, and I can't remember who the other accounts were, but a few of the really big Bitcoin accounts, those guys started getting into this because the thing with this is you've got a totally different kind of holder. I noticed in the group chats I went to, super intellectual, dude. Like, you're talking old school Bitcoin people that have been in Bitcoin a long time, believe in Bitcoin, love Bitcoin. Some of them not hate Ethereum, but everything else is a shitcoin. Not saying this stands for all the holders, but there were some staunch Bitcoin people in this. So I guess when I started talking about it, those sorts of people rallied behind me because those sorts of people don't always have a voice. They're intellectual and they spend big money, but they don't want to put their face out there. So yeah, myself and a few other accounts, I can't remember who they were, but they were accounts obviously a lot bigger than mine, but I was one of the earliest, and then I guess they caught wind of it and started, like any other thing, man, like anything else. once again, just to prove your point, I was just the one that I got in early before the talking heads got in. So they did all the work for me, man. I shilled it on the timeline, rammed
Right.
it down their throats. They decided to pick it up and run with it, and then I got to sit back and go, "Thank you, lads. Run your streams, spread the good word." So doesn't always happen like that, but this is one of those times it just caught like fire, bro. It was like wildfire. Just took off for about a month, and it was a sight to behold. And I hope it happens again. May not be Nat Cats, but like you were saying, the next hot ticket will be just around the corner, man. It is just around the corner, but you won't know it's the hot ticket until everyone talks. Like most people won't know it's the hot thing until it becomes the hot thing. Um, the skills
Right.
identifying it when it's lukewarm or cold or not sexy, like smoking cigarette girl, whatever that was. I'm getting rated hard on that post. Yeah,
You're
by
getting
the
rated?
Siggy crew. And Prim is still in it. He's still in it.
Respect.
That guy will hold coins to
GSC,
death, man. So
respect.
respect to Prim. He's a old school Ethereum trench dweller with me. Him and I ran up some pretty good coins last couple of years, but he's normally onto some pretty good ones. So maybe that ends up doing quite well.
Wait, what's his name? Did you say?
Prim,
Was
yes,
it
a
Prim?
PRIM.
Okay,
I
yeah,
think he was
I
in
follow him.
Sprotos
Cool.
early, Bitcoin early. He's Pepe, Mog. He's done all the classics. Well known dude. Absolute nightmare. Sup, buddy Fox? How are you, brother? Yeah, he does pick the odd goodie. He does pick the odd goodie. So maybe keep an eye on that bad boy. But I think probably the hot alpha at the moment for those who are bored and don't know what to do, probably jump on Cato. And connect your X to Cato and let their algorithm decide whether you're putting out content on the timeline that's of value to people. If it's of value to people, you'll get airdrops from various companies that are on their launchpad.
Interesting. Do you have to be talking about those various companies
You
specifically to
don't, but it
get
helps if you
their?
do. It obviously tickles the algorithm easier if you do. So I would personally. It's an easier way to make money.
Okay.
It's what's he saying? Have you ever heard of dark mode? Are you not in dark mode, Jackson? He's giving you shit about, because of your Twitter.
Yo, I don't know how to fucking go to dark mode,
Yeah,
motherfucker.
yeah, yeah. People get funny about it. I like dark mode too. I like dark mode. But that's
I wear all fucking black. If
okay.
you can
And I
see right
thought you
now,
would
I
be a dark
literally
mode guy though.
everything I wear is black. My fucking dog is black and brown, but no, I don't do dark mode for some
Um,
reason.
but yeah, so I think the best alpha I can give at the moment is probably Yaps, just from the point of view that you can organically slow cook and farm, and you're not getting an airdrop from one project. You're probably going to get an airdrop from loads of projects. Now we just had the first altcoin join them, which was Polkadot, which is an altcoin. Now all the other projects were L2s, sidechains, small projects. Last night was the first announcement of a big alt coming. Now I'm a betting man, and I'm going to bet if one altcoin comes there and it's a success, I wonder if more will come. I'm going to say they will. So, Anime released on there. They did an airdrop. I got an airdrop of Anime last week from
What the fuck is anime?
Anime's the new shitcoin that got dropped by Azuki. So I got.
Is it on
Yep.
Solana?
Is it? It's fuck. What is it on? Because it's its own. What did it drop on? Yeah, it must be. Yeah, I got blank, dude. Yeah, I think so. Feel retarded not even knowing, but someone else take the wheel for a sec. It's the end of the week. My brain is fucking fried. But guys, I think the alpha is to be over at Cato, and I don't get it. It's not like I'm shilling a referral code here, man. I've got no referral. You know what I mean? Like, go for gold. In fact, it's actually bad for me to refer people there because there's only so many yaps a day. The more people that come there, the harder it is for me. So, yeah, if you guys like free money, go there because one altcoin's there now. then it'll be 2, then it'll be 3, and then it'll be all of them, and then we'll all be rich. So. Yeah, and I just got.
I just signed up for Abstract too, right
Yeah, you
before we
should.
went
That
on,
could
but
be
I
a
don't.
good stimmy there. Go on to Abstract, and you've got to earn their badges. If you go to rewards, there's badges there, and you get badges by doing certain things like buy a coin on their platform, stream on their platform. So I'm streaming there now, Jackson.
You're okay. You got a. How long did it take for you to get approved?
Bro, I didn't get approved for about 12 hours, and then I cracked the shits and ended up DMing the owner, and he put me in. Um, I'll
Oh,
give him
nice. There we
a
go.
DM for you, and I'll tell him that we want to stream together, and I'll
Oh,
get you
that'd
in.
be cool, man.
I mean, I'm not saying it's hard to get in. I don't know. It was hard, but there we go. Generational bottom. I see those posts. Is it going to say it? Damn it, she didn't write it. I love that. What are we buying with an undie post? Like, go girl, get your LO, get your LO.
If you're a girl and you're not doing that, you're missing out.
I
I'm
might
telling
start
you.
doing pictures like that and see what the response is, man.
Craig's gonna start throwing on a fucking
Bro,
G-string to
how
get some
funny would it
tokens.
be if I actually started doing that?
It'd get
Bro, I think
engagement
I
for
might.
sure.
I think I might. I think I'm going to do some weird shit. Bitcoin's everything's boring at the moment, so I might have to bring a bit of fun to the timeline. Oh wow, that's a good one though. 8 years cancer now free. Good on you, man. That's the stuff I like to see, bro. I
Yeah,
think
right
what a
on.
legend. But yeah, so Yaps is the alpha, I think, and the other one was the other cool thing was Magic Internet Money got airdropped to wizards to bloody puppet holders today, which was nice. So I've got to go and check my wallet and see how much I got. Hopefully, I got more than $10.
Yeah.
Actually, I'll check on
Come here,
stream. I'll
Bubba.
just go
Come
grab
here.
my laptop and have a look. Hang on.
Yeah, let's see what you got.
All right, let's see if I'm rich.
I bet it's at least a couple $100.
Dude, these days I reckon this will be. I reckon it'll be $50 a puppet. Let me see. Oops. So is this where I show my seed phrase on camera? Eh? Right, guys, just entering my. Don't hack me, you promise?
Come here, Bubba.
Your
Come
dog
here,
wants some
Bubba.
attention, eh?
Yeah, man. He's just like
Same.
me.
I got my little dog. He's always. I'll be on stream and he'll start scraping my legs for a cuddle. I'm like, man, give me a sec, dude, and he just starts jumping at me. He doesn't care. I like that. I like dogs are great, man.
Oh my, yeah, man.
Bloody password. Yeah.
So Craig, when you log into your wallet, it's gonna ask you for 12 words.
Just say them out loud.
What are those words?
Yeah. I can't remember.
I'm just trying to help you out, man. Let's figure this out together.
Oh my God, I can't remember the password. Fuck. Let me check. Let me get out. I'll have it somewhere. Let's see. Let's see what we got. Hide that. What? That's what I was doing. As you guys can see, I've got my life completely under control.
Yo, I like your background, Craig. What is that?
It's One Piece, the cartoon. It's there's Luffy, young Luffy. My son's really into One Piece, so I guess that makes me really into One Piece.
My nephew is obsessed with it.
Yeah, classic. Wrong browser. Don't have too many browsers, guys.
Well, while you're getting yours up, I'll brag about my airdrop. I got the Jupiter airdrop like a month ago, and it was a couple $1,000s. I
Did
was
you?
stoked
Oh
about it.
man, I couldn't
Real
claim,
stoked.
dude, because I put in my email on the test site when you could check it, and then I forgot the email password. So then when I went to claim, I fucking can't claim. Um, so now I've got to
No.
get hold of them. I had to wait till the start of February or whatever it was to change my email that I was using so I can actually claim the coin. So by the time that happens, I bet you my claims probably turn to dust, man. But yeah, I got to remember to do that today. Actually, no, I didn't get much money, guys and girls. I got $18 per puppet. So unfortunately, nothing to really brag about. Unfortunately, but
Nothing to write home
18
about.
bucks, meh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, it's the thought that counts, right? I won't. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna whinge about free money. I didn't even know it was coming, man. So
That's how I was with the Jupiter drop.
yeah, I'm
I
like,
had no
yeah, cool.
idea.
I think
I
Jupiter,
was
I didn't get that
stoked.
much. I think I might have got about $1,000, I think, or something. Not that I got it, but yeah. I wonder what's Jupe done price wise?
I just pulled it up. It's at like 87 cents.
Oh, have you got,
2.3 billion. It's been ranging for like a fucking almost a year.
yeah, gotcha. So it's down though. It's down though from
But
about 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
yeah,
Uh, brilliant. That's all good.
I I think when I got the airdrop, it was like
Yeah, so
90
it's about the same
cents
as now.
per.
Yeah. In fact, I think it's about this. It's actually probably slightly higher than when I first checked. It's gone up, so it's kind of recovered a bit, I think. So when I got, because being in Australia, man, I wake up to you guys, and you guys are the US is already all sold every time, dude. Every time, it's like anyway, that's just a consequence for living this side of the world. But yeah, man, it's tough being here, man. We get the Americans selling before we wake up, and then we get the Americans selling before our afternoon, and then we get the Chinese selling at lunchtime. And we got Europe selling in the afternoon. So it's amazing, man. It's amazing. But the weather's good. The weather's good. The beach is fantastic, and the women are great. So yeah, we got a few things going for us. I think we got nice beaches. That's for sure.
Right on. Yeah, dude. Have you ever lived anywhere
Yeah, I was
else?
born in South Africa. So I lived there till I was 12, and then I lived in New Zealand for high school and university, and then Australia for since I was 28.
What did you study in
Sports
university?
science.
Sports. Oh, so that'd be like
Yeah, correct.
kinesiology,
So
right?
yeah, exercise scientist. If you want to use a
Were you a big
yeah,
sports guy?
yeah. So that was a prior life. I was, yeah, I was a trainer for many years. I trained New Zealand under-19 Olympic swimmers. So I had a couple of cool. I guess everyone's got a couple of cool stories, but I got to train some pretty gnarly athletes and all that. But um, after a while, you get sick of humans are pretty painful, bro. And being a personal trainer for a long time and hearing everyone else whinge to you uh, starts to get a bit boring. So I thought instead I'd get into crypto and whinge to myself. So here I am, whinging to all of you guys.
Yeah, I was big into football, man. I used to love
Yeah, I was a big
football a
rugby
lot.
guy. So similar, similar,
Nice.
similar in some ways. Contact sports.
I I played rugby for 3 practices in college, and dude, it was so fucking
It's
fun.
awesome, man. It's the
Um,
best. All sizes can play. It's like football. You
yeah.
can get big guys, little guys. That's the best. So I was tall and skinny at school. So I like rugby because there's certain positions I could go in where I could still be very effective. versus just being a massive dude. Um, so I had to be smarter, but
Yeah.
the game catered for it, so that was nice. I wasn't the biggest
Right.
guy, but I had a bigger
Right.
brain than some of the bigger guys, and that kind of helped.
Yep. Yep. Man, I totally forgot about this launch earlier this morning. I was fucking pissed about it too. I'm glad I forgot
What
about it.
launch? What was it?
Dude, it was some bullshit. I'm not even gonna
Okay,
mention
cool, cool,
it,
cool.
but it just like it just reminded me of like how many scumbags there are in this space, and I just got to be I got to use more discretion when I work with
Yeah,
people.
bro. Yeah, but the thing is, even though you try use discretion, it's hard sometimes, eh? Like
Dude, it's
you can
fucking
never pick.
hard,
You can
man.
never
Cause
pick
yeah,
when someone's gonna, because a lot of people, they build up a reputation in the space, and then they do one last heist when they leave, and you might get caught up in that last heist, but their reputation might be good, and you might be like, oh no, that dude's solid. He's launched a few coins, it's gone well. He's always done good marketing. He's put money into it. But meanwhile, in his mind, he's like, dude, this is my last one. I'm going to rug these fuckers. And you put your credibility
right.
on the line, and then they vanish, and you're like left with the chaos of explaining to people, oh, sorry about that call, and it sucks. It sucks. It sucks,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, I was so fucking pissed. The thing about crypto, the beautiful thing about crypto is it will wear your ego down to the point where there's nothing left of your ego. If you stay in this game long enough, you are forced to fucking confront these negative emotions that for me have been around since I was like a
Yep.
child. And this game is a beautiful way to um become a stronger version of yourself and shed fucking weakness. And you have to, dude. Like, you get fucking kicked in the teeth every day we log on to fucking Twitter. And um you know it's a beautiful, what's the word, man, it's a beautiful catalyst to
A better version
become
of yourself.
formidable and relentless and resilient. um I see a lot of people like, like doomer posting and like talking down about the space. And it's like, dude, you can choose to look at it like that. You can cry about it if you want, or you can fucking just get back up and step up to the plate again. And you might get your ass kicked again, but that's how you become stronger, dude. Like, it's the same thing with working out. You got to tear your fucking muscles before they grow. It's the same shit.
Yeah, and
So,
that's kind of the way that kind of my journey was that I went through the training side, and I was heavily into training for a long time, for 15 years or whatever. And so I guess from training I'd built up a pretty sickening mindset where I would do something, and there were two outcomes: succeed or die, almost.
right,
I mean, you don't want to die,
right,
but you're willing to push your body. I mean, not quite. That's a very dramatic way of saying it, but until you break is another word. You know what I mean? So with that mindset, going through pain while you're lifting something, to you're vomiting or whatever. Not saying, once again, guys, it's not good to vomit while you train, but it happens. And you go for a leg session, you vomit, and you keep going. Doing that for years and years meant that coming to trading, while it was hard, um, I guess the moral of the story is be relentless. Be relentless, and and I guess keep backing yourself, but also at the same time, every mistake you make, you got to learn, man, and be real, open, and honest with yourself. And probably the biggest thing I
right.
learned through trading uh, is you got to stop blaming others for anything in life. There's no point blaming. You've got to look at a situation and
Right.
think, what can you do? There's zero, there's
Right.
zero good that comes from saying, "Oh well, they did that to me. It's their fault. Nothing I could do." Nah, man. There's always something you can do. Always. And if you think like that, there's no value comes from anything. Then when bad things happen to you, what's the good to glean from it? other than just go, oh, that sucks. Life's unfair. Yeah, man, but life's unfair to everybody. Life's unfair to everybody. It's not easy for anybody. And you just got to, the cards that you dealt, you just got to play the best hand of poker you can, man. So I guess I just play a really hard hand, even if I come up with nothing. I'm like, I'm like, man, let's
Right.
go. So that's a little pep talk for the
Right.
day. But yeah, I think the most important thing I've learned from trading is you've got to be really honest with yourself and look at the things you did wrong and what you're going to do next time to ensure that doesn't happen. But not only do that, actually do it. It's one thing to go, oh,
Right.
this time I did this wrong and this wrong and this wrong, but then the next time you just stick to the same things and do it all over again. Because everyone's got habits, right? We've got
Yep.
mental habits that we have. I've got them as well. My one's procrastination. I like leaving things to the last minute because I find that adrenaline I get gets me to do it. Now, I've had to unlearn that because that's created massive problems down the line for me. So I had to learn the hard way that putting things off doesn't actually make them any better. In fact, in some cases, it's made it a lot worse, a lot worse. So, that's my journey. I've got to learn to confront things head on. So that's one of the things I've had to deal with, and like we've all got things that have happened to us through our years and through our childhood, and we've all got a sad story, man. Everyone's got one. But the most important thing to think is your one doesn't trump everyone else's, and you've just got to get on with it because no one else gives a fuck, man. No one cares. No one cares about your
Right.
sad story.
Right.
Not really. Not
Yeah.
really.
Right.
So yeah, you got to get on with it. You got to make yourself a success. And I tell you what, there's nothing like doing it for yourself, man. Feels real good. Feels real
Right.
good to do it all by yourself. Because then you can do it again and again
Right.
and again and again and again. Versus if you need a business partner, or if you need someone that you're always asking for alpha or stuff like that, or oh, help me chart. You'll know this. The best thing you can ever teach yourself is the skills to actually do it yourself. Rather than pay someone to go and get something for you, learn how to ride a bike and go get it yourself. Like you got to learn the
Right.
tools yourself. It's where you make the most money, and then you don't become so vulnerable to other people as well. Because then because if you've charted something and someone comes on the timeline and tries to rattle your cage and says that coin's shit, your conviction is just so strong. You're like, nah, dude, I've studied the chart. It's like when Bitcoin crabbed sideways for 7 months and I was just buying the bottom of that range like a psychopath, man. Like you think by month 5 I would have given up. And I was like, nah, man, I think this is going to pop. Sure enough, went up 30%, I think. And did really well on that trade. And that was just looking at the chart, obviously checking it daily for changes, because it's not like you look at a chart and go, right, that's it, it's set in stone. Things, yourself, Jackson, charts can move, they change, structures change. You've got to be adaptable as well. So it's important to have a plan, but part of the plan is where's your invalidation levels. And if part of the plan is, if it goes this way, what are you going to do? And if it goes that way, what are you going to do? Not just if it goes up, this is what I'm going to do. You need to have a plan for if it goes down. Because what I found in the first bull run, the biggest problem I had was I didn't really have a plan when it went down. I had sell targets on the way up, but I didn't really have a lot of plans on the way down. So that caused a lot of unnecessary stress. So if you've got a plan and there's a dip, the stress is just so much, it's relieved a lot because you can just go straight to action. You don't have to be like, oh my God, what do I do? My altcoins have gone down 50%. Oh my God, what do I do? You already know. You've got a plan. You've got an action plan. So you go,
Right.
right, motherfucker, grab your balls. You made a plan when you were calm. There's no point making a plan when you're not calm. So you've got your plan you made when you have, sound mind. Let's just follow that for now. Follow that, execute, and you'll be surprised how well you do. And that's my TED talk, man, for the day.
Right.
My TED talk rant.
No, I love it, dude. I love it. This is like I really do. This is like a Adam and Eve right here on Bitcoin. This is the 4-hour chart. So you have a V-shaped recovery followed by a rounded, it's pretty extended, but rounded bottom. And that is what you call an Adam and Eve. You got resistance at 100K.
Yeah, that 101's being a bit niggly, eh?
Yeah. See, I just said 100K and then I zoomed out and look, it touched right there, right there,
Yeah,
right there, right
loads.
there, right there. Support right there. So
It's a pretty big level that Bitcoin has to overcome there.
And it's probably just a psychological
Very
100K
much.
round number.
It's
That's
very
probably
much,
what
and
it
it's
is.
almost halfway in the range. It's close. So, but you're right. It's the even number that everyone likes. So I like it too. I love even numbers. So I make sure, like we spoke last time on stream, I make sure my buy and sells are not those numbers. As we spoke about last time, if you've got a 100K zone you want to sell it, I normally sell it at 93, something like that. Depends on the number though, right? How big it is. Obviously, there's small increments and bigger increments, but I always try and sell not on those even numbers.
Well, it's like, look what just happened on Girls Smoking Cigs. It shot up from 600K
hit that
to
resistance.
a million. A million. That's your first threshold, and it sold
It's got
off
to break through
immediately.
there. So this is, if you were buying, it's probably the better place to buy now. On the but I'd look at the chart a bit more. But it's obvious. There's obviously there were people waiting to sell off there, huh?
Yeah, I'd be a buyer from.
It's got to go lower for me too.
I'd be a buyer from 360 to 550. I'd be a buyer in that range. Yeah. I mean, maybe right here. The thing is, I like it so much. Like, so this is not so much a chart play. This is like people believe in it. And then if you search on Twitter, they're active, man. They're active.
Active's key. Especially when price is down, if they're still active. Price down and active is really important. Everybody's active when price is up. Shout out Jelly and all those crap coins. Everyone is real loud for about 4 hours and then boof, gone. Whereas if you've got a coin that's had big pullbacks and it's still active, then you can say, okay, let's look where the bottoms are here, and maybe that's a time to believe.
Dude, I could see this being the next cult coin.
I don't mind it. And Prim, the guy you were looking at before, he's the kind of guy that finds those sorts of more cult coins. So he's not bad in finding those. We ran a coin up. Fuck, what was it called? I wish it was listening here. Prim, type something. Pine owl. Do you remember pine owl? It was an owl that was a pineapple. Bro, it was so funny, dude. That was so funny for about a week. That sucks that stopped. I had such a good time. Him and me ran that up for a while. Shout out to Pine Owl. You guys are fucking funny, man. Some memes, Mommy Milkers, she's a nightmare, eh? She's a nightmare, bro. Oh, God. Shout out to, I've had a few. I come across in the trenches. Shout out, Mommy. I love you. I see you on the timeline. She's a nightmare. She'll jump on the timeline and just start hitting on you. You're like, fuck, settle down, man.
Nightmares are my favorite, Craig. They're my favorite.
Nightmare when you're married, man. You can't be having that stuff. You're like, go away, please leave me alone. I don't want any trouble.
This is an interesting combo. The grit with a beer with a straw in it.
It's great. She's worried about her teeth, so she's got the straw, but got the ciggy as well. So kind of worried, but not so worried.
And then we got this girl with the Naughty America t-shirt. That's style right there.
What's Naughty America? I've not heard of it. We don't have that here.
You don't know what Naughty America is, Craig?
No, man. We've got Sean John here, man. Isn't that the bit? We're a bit behind the times, man. But is Sean John still hot over there, or?
No, dude. Sean John was hot when I was like 15 years old, probably. No, Naughty America is not a clothing brand. It's a different industry.
Is it an adult entertainment industry?
That's what it is.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, I see.
Yo, how are there this many photos of girls? Is this like a Reddit forum? There's like
it's unreal,
like a thing.
Yeah, there's tons, dude. You little doggy.
I almost said his name. Bubba, get the fuck out, please. I love you.
But yeah, there's certainly a lot of content, isn't there? Look at little Kate Moss rapping. Let's go, Kate.
Who is
Yeah.
this? Wait, who's Kate Moss?
Yeah.
Oh, right here.
From back in the day, man, 90s model. Was with Johnny Depp.
This could be the next cult coin,
You're
Craig.
going to go full clip it, man? Prim's probably watching Prim. He might full clip. Yeah,
I'd buy
I
a
might
bag.
buy. So I'll
Yeah.
wait. I'll wait a bit. I'll see that pullback, and I think I've been watching it for a little while. So maybe this was.
Is there a Telegram or they're just
I don't
freeballing
know.
it?
What's the time? I'm going to have to shoot, man. I'm going to have to go. I've got chores I got to do, my man. So I'm going to have to love you and leave you guys in a couple of minutes. Just checking my
Yeah, for sure.
messages. Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, guys, I'm going to have to go. I've got a lawn to mow. I've got to clean up my house. I've got to do a little bit of trading later, but I'll be online later, guys. But I've got to go and I've got to go mow this bloody lawn. I've got to do it every freaking week. It's so hot outside, dude. It's so hot at the moment. I'm like, man. Anyway, but
hey, at least you got a lawn to mow, man.
I'm grateful, dude. I definitely aren't complaining about that. I'm, you know what? Another thing I learned just on a bit of gratitude was I saw a quote once that kind of stayed with me. What is like with mowing the lawn, you don't have to mow the lawn, you get to mow the lawn. So I found that was a pretty good mental change for me when I got to say things like that. I was like, I get to do this because the reality is I don't actually have to mow it, bro. I can not mow it, or I could sell my house and buy a little apartment without any lawn. So don't whinge about it, right? You get to. So anyway, I love you guys and leave you with that. And Jackson, I'll be keen to jump on next week with you, brother.
Oh, that'd be badass, dude. I'm gonna get off too. Love you guys so much, Craig. I appreciate you, and have a beautiful week.
You too, my
everybody.
bro. Speak soon, everyone. Lots of love.